Hello, hello, my crafty friends. I really hope that everybody's had a great weekend. I'm trying to find myself, right? The infamous game. 70 notifications. Oh my goodness. Okay, one's up. This has really been a disaster in my house, my office specifically, because I had something break, required everything to be moved to get the Christmas tree stuff out. We had to move that, move stuff so that we could get up into the attic and get the Christmas tree out. Yeah. And then my printer pretty much went belly up on me. And so I've had to clean all that stuff by the printer off, which you know is going to be just a hot mess, right? We can just know that that's a hot mess. That looks good. Hey, Barbara, how are you? All right. Looks like I am up and running on both sides of this, so this is good. Share into the group. Alrighty, and here we go. I have to remind you guys who bought kits from me that we have our kit together, which is tomorrow night for you all, and then afternoon for me. I believe I did it that way. I probably need to confirm that I did it that way. And I am really looking forward to everybody getting the kits that they brought. Let's put them together. Let's just have a lot of fun, door prizes, giveaways, things like that. And the kits are not the paper pumpkin kits, and they're not the scrapbooking kits. So there are little kits that come in the little brown boxes. I do have to finish counting because I don't think that I made the 10th one. Hi, Regina. Oh! Snow. Well, great day to craft. Stay home. So when you're buying a kit is going to look like this. So come and join the kit together tomorrow, and let me confirm the time because now I'm afraid. I have had one of those weeks where actually from about Thanksgiving, I just feel like everything's been crazy, like really crazy. And I don't even know how we got to December. I don't know if the rest of you guys feel that. That cannot be right for you all. All right, I have to check the time. So we're going to check the time on that. In the meantime, I want to share another card making or design idea that I came across and then lost, and then was thinking about it and thought I have to check this out because it's very cool. So let's take a look at this. Does anybody remember what this is? Hi, Pat. My gosh, Gina, it's been a bit. Saturday is also our virtual kits, virtual crop. So anybody who wants to join me for crafting for the day, I need you to show up so I can be in here working on getting hopefully the first of the month I'll get everything done by Friday so that I have actual reports that are viable. So this is their 12 Days of Christmas. So this is a spoiler alert to not watch this if you want it to be a surprise for you. That's your spoiler alert. They are still available, which is great news. And I put the link into the chat. I don't know if it'll let me pin it or not, but I will. No, it won't let me pin it because I'm not me. Now, the 12 Days of Christmas, I thought it was something completely different, like you were making something, but it's actually a gift for yourself or your favorite crafter friend. and you open a box up over the 12 days of Christmas. Comes with this stamp set as part of the 12 days, and it's really pretty, and it really matches the idea that I have in my head about what I wanted to create with. We meet again. I know, right here. Yes, Bernice, we meet again. So let's really quickly take a look at the first couple days, because they have already done this online. I just happened to be, I was really trying to not, if anybody went and got it. So it is $100, and you think, oh my gosh, $100, but yes, you have a large stamp set. You have dies, so let's get those out so we can see what they look like. So cute little things. Let's get into here. Oh, more dies. Oh, those are postage stamp dies. You guys, this is good. So you have the scalped edge rainbow. It looks like a rainbow to me. Get those up here. I am definitely not doing this in order, so if you were wanting it in order or not. So postage stamps, and the beautiful thing about this is that they are layered. And layered is great because you use the smallest one to put your sentiment on, and then you use your larger ones to be a matte. So we have that. That is 1, 7, and this would be 12. So 2, though, oh my goodness gracious, love this paper. And this is what we're going to play with today, just because the paper is absolutely gorgeous. It's a little bit different than Christmas. Look at that, guys. Isn't that pretty, pretty? I love it. So it is only one-sided. It is not a double-sided pack. Let's see what else is in here that we might need. We won't need the baker's twine. Maybe those little flowers, maybe. So that's 10. Those are pretty. Oh, these are more likely to get used than the flowers. These are kind of going to be a little hard to do. Don't you love it, guys? All these hidden pockets. And I have a bottle of that out here already. It is really gorgeous. Oh, look at these. These would not be used on the card idea that I have. But these, yes. Maybe. One must get them out, right? So for $100, you quickly see why this is a great gift to yourself or a great gift for friends and family. Those might actually be really useful here. Oh, we have some cute little foamies. Maybe. And then 5 is this cute little stencil and a stencil brush. And this is a layered stencil, you guys. So you can put it together. And remember, the notches are in here, and they also put numbers on here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's how you start off. And you start off with your 1, you do your stenciling, you lift that up, then you put your 2 down, stencil, 3 down, stencil, and then 4 down to stencil. And great for scrapbooking pages because you can make backgrounds really simple and easily. We aren't going to be using this today, so I'm going to slide that back in. Pretty soon I'll pull it all out and call it good, but right now, it was 10. 10 was the messy things. 12, 3 we got out. All right, so we got out the stuff that I want to play with. Now, in this wonderful disaster that I have going on here, we're going to make a card that starts off with the card base, and we need vellum. I did bring over some cardstock that matches the paper, and this is your secret seed, believe it or not. At first I thought it was going to be, I don't know what. Oh, maybe I left it over here. I had to dig my big cutter out, guys. That's how crazy it's been in my house. In my office, not my house. You know, everybody dumps in here, and then when I have to find stuff, it's not so easy. I thought that these, which are the going to be the base. We're not going to make a card that opens normally. Sorry if this is loud, you guys. We're going to make a card. And I'm going to maybe do some fussy cutting, but it looks like I might not need to fussy cut, which would be wonderful. I like things where I don't have to fussy cut. Oh my gosh, he just shoved everything everywhere, you guys. I love him. I love him. I love him. Right. Coming in right. I'm not seeing what I needed. So we have our vellum. I'm going to grab my cut sheet. I thought I'd already cut some of the vellum ahead of time, but we're not. So this is how we're going to do it. How many people like vellum? How many people like it and are not sure what to do with it or how to make it work for them? I'm going to cut our vellum at 4 inches. Can't believe I managed to lose these already too. And I'm going to make card kits to mail out to you, whoever is our lucky winners today. I'm just going to cut that extra. And of course this is going to be extra. Now, our card base is the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, the ladder. So you have it, it's pretty, but you don't know how to use it. So here's an idea, and I think actually this is a fantastic idea to use on scrapbook pages with flip flaps. I'll make a cute little 10 1/2 to make a cute little like hidden journaling bit. Okay. This is going to be scored, and you could do this with regular white paper. It does not have to be vellum, just for the record. At 5 1/4, because we want this to be that hidden piece. And it's 8 1/2 by 11 is what we would use. I'm using 12-inch paper, so I'm going to cut it down to 10 1/2 and score at 5 1/4. And that will give me the dimensions that I need around the edge to have a mat. Everybody with me? Okay, so this is really pretty. Whoops. And before I get done with that, I want to cut myself some white. Right, like it, but not sure how to best use it. It's really pretty to soften things up and make something look very elegant. Now, my one piece in vellum is 4 1/4. I mean 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut this at 3.75 or 3 3/4, and we're going to flip it around, and we are going to cut 2 5-inch in lengths, and these are going to be part of our card. All right, so we've got that cut. So let's put this together and move our other possible color sheets out of here, because of oh, look at that, the vellum pieces show up mysteriously. Well, great, we have lots of things to do. If anybody's an Insta winner, you guys can choose to keep the craft bottom or the top. Okay, this is the part that folds in for our base. And a bone folder is really a good idea here. And so is having another background that is darker so that you can actually see what you're doing. Pat Henderson, yeah. Pat, are you card making or are you still scrapbooking too? Did I cut that right? Grab my piece of paper here. That does not feel right. Yep, so this one's right, this one's off. But I have a couple more, so let me get this vellum out of here. I do want to have a second one just to be able to play with. 10 1/2. So you could score this, but because I've put my scoring tool away, I'm not going to. Make sure that fits on here. cards. Okay. Be right up your alley. So vellum, we know, is temperamental when it comes to glue, right? Anybody who's played with it, I think that's one of the most daunting things, is how do you make it look okay? Make it look right. Yeah. So we are going to glue this down. Use your tape and tear. And you are not going to glue at the top edge of this. You're going to put some adhesive in the center where it will be covered up by this piece. So just kind of look at that and know, okay, I need to have this here and here. And you can always, you know, go a little higher after you get this down. So here we go. This tape and tear stuff normally comes up pretty easy, and it is a nice alternative to a tape runner. I don't have enough nails to like just be able to whip it up. Okay, this is our base, and here we go. We're going to put that down. Are you guys able to see pretty clearly? There we go. So when you open it up, just remember that that's what shows up down there. Now that I have this on, I think I'm going to put another strip in here because I really do want to keep this down. But I'm going to put it, you know, I know that I'm going to have that piece in there, so I'm going to put it down enough that, tear this off a little shorter. And then we're going to take one card, which is a card base, and you can see how that fits in there, and that covers that up, right? Pretty easy. And I'm just going to use it just a tape runner. Here we go. You could have used this a tape runner in lieu of the. Get our 2 cards set up. Then you guys are going to have to make a choice. I'm going to show you 3 designs. I have a large floral design, another smaller design, a little more compact. There's a lot of white space in this. And then I have this small, beautiful pattern embossing folder. So vote on which one you want to see the front done with, knowing that we're going to put some flowers on there. You could actually leave it, the vellum, just like this if you wanted to. See some votes, see what you guys are thinking. So I don't know if you guys who have been following the Die situation, she's home. She made it home for Thanksgiving. I think that's absolutely wonderful. All right, here we go. I ran out of tape and tear, which is crazy because normally I keep a couple spools on hand, but it doesn't, I'm probably not out. It just got moved out of the way to be able to put the new printer up. So Pat, I think I might, somebody ordered the Modern Christmas workshop, and I need to do the print the die cuts for them, the print and cuts. I don't know if that's you, Pat. Anyway, my printer started acting really funny, and I could not get it to print color at all. Like, it was just gone. well, I shouldn't say at all. I couldn't get it to look nice. It was all streaky, and I cleaned everything and did everything it said to do, and it says replace the printer heads. I don't know what those are. So we tried, I call my husband in at this point. We tried to find the printer heads. Turns out the model is so old that there are no printer heads available. So we got a new one. Thank goodness this all kind of happened close to Black Friday, you know. Okay, these are our tops, and we're going to emboss the top of this, which is why I was like, vote for an embossing folder. And then, no, it's for last month. All right, so I need to emboss these. Do we think that the layered floral embossing folder, this flower, which is the Xena, if I have it, Xena, so busier but more subtle, and this is a very, very subtle pattern. It's the new in the November release, which I actually have used a ton. Any takers on the voters? No voters? All right, okay. I'm going to use, I think, the zinnias. Okay, so you have a top and a bottom, of course, to things. Your Stampin' Up's on top. Our folders are pretty thick, so you can run them through, you know, run 2 pieces through them and have a nice imprint, and I need 2 of them. Pat, who would it be? Now I'm going to have to go look things up. And so here I have this very pretty floral background that's been done. Add it to my stack of forever things. Bring this over. Now, I'm kind of like, how are you going to do this? Because I do have to remind you, we're going to put adhesive on this. Which way do I like it better? I think I like it better that way. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. I like the lines up a little bit better. So you're going to do this. Make sure it matches the one below. I do think that that's important in this. So I will use embossing folders. To me, there's not a right or a wrong way. To me, it depends on what you want the pattern to show up, how you want it to show. All right, so we have that. So let's check this piece of paper out right here, because I want to see, that's too big. I was really, really hopeful that one of these would have the pieces and we could just cut them out. I was hopeful, because you know, sometimes they make the dies that you can do that with, but this is clearly to work with the stamps and not these flowers. Can I say I'm sad? Because I really am. Yeah, that doesn't match either one of those. Or it might, and I just have to take a little more time. But we are saved by the bell because we have this cute little pack here. Part of why I wanted to use this just in case. That has these cute little embellishment pieces in here. And what we're going to do is just put some embellishments on this, and you could fussy cut these out too if you wanted to, but you're not going to do anything super elaborate. Maybe this. Now, this is exclusive, so whatever I use, there isn't going to be seconds of, so I probably should rethink what I'm doing here so that I don't, the kits that go out are the same. But we're going to need these pieces, I decided. This is really pretty. We'll use the one that has all the, take these. Now, I need to have some pieces in here, surprise, surprise, that will go on the back side when you open this card. Because look, you have all of that adhesive showing up. So if you recall, that cut was going to be 1/4 of an inch less than 4. Cut this down, and it's going to be 5 inches. And I need 2 of those because we're going to use that on the inside of the card just to make it look pretty. 3 3/4 if you're writing things down. 5 5. Now, I have done a lot of these cards with the vellum piece of it, or with regular cardstock, never with vellum. So this is really pretty to go through and do it this way. Oh no, we're going to run out of time. You hang with me. I have 2 kits of this that are cut with the vellum for somebody, 2 people lucky to have it and put it together. Just a little class, kind of, if you will. Use what you have on hand to emboss it. Use what stamps you have on hand. And then this finishes the card up. Now, for my scrapbookers, I would put this down on the main page, cut the page protector, slide this through, and use a 4x6 page. 4x6, it'll be a little bit long, but it'll slide up, and then you can have, oh shoot, not do this. Oh, cradola. This is feeling very stuck. When you're gluing things down, stop talking and pay attention. Sorry, guys. The paper is just really pretty. I wish they made it on a larger bit, but I think you're going to start seeing these pop-up exclusives like the product of the month. Has everybody seen or heard or read now about the product of the month and what they're doing with that? Make sure you're all on board for that. Yep. Cut out. I will cut out the flowers for you. As I'm sitting here thinking about how I'm going to get away with things. I guess I can cut these out, and I don't think that that's a big deal for me to cut these out. I probably should stamp first and then tape it down, but we're going to cut first and then stamp because I'm kind of silly and we didn't have much of a leaf gig. All right, so again, we have the ability to cut more than one on a, you have to change your sandwich, but you have the ability to cut more than one at a time. So I will double up my paper, flip this over just like this, slap my top piece on, and my other shim. I keep switching between die cutting and embossing over here when I'm doing live. Now on the inside of the card, I'm not going to do the die cuts because I have the ability to stamp. You see how nice those turned out, and you can see one run through cuts them out. So you don't need to spend a lot of time trying to cut it out. But I realize that if I try to do this another way, it will not work. So grab your blocks, and I think, try not to, I just had a larger block out here. And then I need the little flower. And they really didn't give me some good leaves. Well, this is kind of a good leaf. So I'll do that on different blocks. I'm running out of time. So blue or pink, guys, for our flowers. And the blue flowers will be Misty Moonlight, and then our green is Old Olive. So which one do you like? And then the yellow is going to be Darling Duck. I can tell it's a little bit browner. So let's, pink. The $5 with the $75 order, yes. And that's that pretty blue paper I just ordered, and it is going to be a while supplies last. It is not like the stamp of the month, close to my heart, where it didn't matter. You could order and everybody got one because they make the paper there, or I'm sorry, they made the stamps there at the home office. Pink. Pat's the only one up, so and Linda instantly wears her ink again. You know what? We could do one of each. I want the big one to be. When you do this, you definitely want to make sure that you have a dark base so that you can see exactly what you're doing, and you can just turn the block until you get things lined up. If you steam this, huff it on it, you can make the ink. So this time I want to put that. Turned out pretty decent, and every once in a while I impress myself. So I don't have the paper of the month, but it's only one per order. But I made a colossal error, you guys, just as an FYI, and over Thanksgiving weekend forgot to submit the catalog order, so I needed to order catalogs. These things are so, I hope we go back to magnetic. So I have to direct mail y'all your catalogs, but they're on their way here. Normally you won't get them until whenever they ship them out, but I'm a little bit more in control of when we ship. So y'all might be a little surprised. I don't remember quite how that works, but I have to ask because I've never direct mailed. They've always done it. And what time do you guys normally get that catalog? When I drop ship them to you? I should have looked at this before I... use both colors. Get these out of here. I should be cleaning these, you guys. I'm not. If Di were on, she'd be giving me a very bad time. But the blue paper is really, really pretty. Really, really pretty. Barbara, Regina, Pat, Bernice, how long does it take for you guys to get your... This is not small enough. Your, I think that might just be a little flower. Oh my gosh, she took everything out of here. It's not his fault. It is my printer's fault. There we go. Okay. You're not sure? Okay. Yeah, I really don't truly know, because I just put the order in, and then you guys start letting me know, oh, we got him, and we're always like, hip hip hooray. Gonna put thinking of you on the inside. So this is a big stamp set. You got two sides of things here. Your flowers, and I'm making a mess out of it with everything I'm doing. I like thinking of you as a sentiment because it could be anything from a sympathy card to hey, hello, to whatever's, whatever you need. Get well. And these are not holding ink as well as I want them to, because I didn't season them. So seasoning, just run it across your skin. Can we have an that's so beautiful, Linda. Whoops. I want to do my pink flower on the inside here. It's a very pretty flower. I do not know what it is. And my sister is nowhere to be found right now. She's like traveling all over the place trying to keep things together. Now, adding a blue flower without masking would be definitely challenging. Do people understand masking when I talk about masking? Is that a yay or a nay? Oh my gosh. My whole world is gone, you guys. You just don't pay attention to it. Yeah. Well, that's kind of my thing. I don't worry about it. I order it, and I think you guys will let me know. If somebody doesn't get their catalog, they'll tell me. Okay. So this is my Post-it note. Some of you guys are familiar with my Post-it note stuff. I get it off of Amazon. You do have to dry your ink on it because of the surface of it. It doesn't dry quite as fast. I don't know how dry this is, but I want to put a blue flower behind this. In order to do that, I need to do what they call masking, which is having a piece of paper that covers up something so that you can make it look like it's layered. Everybody with me so far? So this is one time when you cut a mask out, you want to cut. You don't want to leave any edge. I always tell you guys, like, leave 1/8 of an edge when you cut. It'll hide any kind of choppiness in your cutting. This is not when you do that. You really want to just cut right as close as you can to the ink. This is my favorite way to mask, is with normally Post-it notes. Post-it notes will dry faster than the tape will dry. We're going to go long, guys. You guys can hang with me, right? Yay. I lost y'all. Oh, well, I lost you guys on the iPad. You all disappeared on me, so we'll have to go with that. Okay, so nobody knows. Well, shoot. I was hoping that somebody could give me a time frame, because then I would know when I would be safe to mail them out to you. So I'll ask my upline. So here we go. We got that decently dried. I'm going to put that right here. And you can see I'm putting it right on top of the flower petals, and I really want to have that down. Too far. And store this, because once you've made it, you don't need to make it again, guys. You don't need to make it again. I have too many things on my desk to see. Actually, I kind of like that idea. Stamped it off a little bit. Okay. Look at that. So now you have the, crap. I'm so sorry. I just ruined somebody's thing. I'll have to, so I will finish this card, not here, for the obvious reason. So now I've created that, and I do actually want to put one on the other side now that I've seen this. See? I know. Some days I have the idea like done and I have it all cut out, but I didn't quite know how I was going to use this. So I didn't go hog wild and pre-cut a lot of stuff until I had you on. Shoot. Do you know, anybody have an idea like at the end of the month, or do you get them at the beginning of the cycle? I think that's kind of like, could I mail them out at the end of December? Because let me tell you what, I'm also ordering in the envelopes, and I'm going to create a okay, look at this. That up, isn't this so pretty? All right, what do you guys think of the look that you get with that? Okay, so I've created the inside of my card, super pretty, super fun, and then you have that vellum and sort of everything hidden. I'm afraid of all these inks out here. And I'm going to take my 2 flowers for the front, and I am going to put foam tape underneath them. Don't need a lot. Don't throw your foam tape stuff away. When it gets empty, cut it up. Okay. I was just kind of wondering if I'd like get in big trouble, because you know we're not supposed to show anything in the catalog unless you're like at my house until January 4th. I think that's when it opens up. I have to go look at the calendar and see when the first Tuesday of the month is. So, okay. So here we go. We're going to put that flower here. And I'm not going to have any sentiment on the front. I am just simply going to have these really pretty flowers. And I'm going to tuck that one so that it's a little bit under, a little bit over. And then I think that I did the 3 in the back. I think I'm going to do the 3 on the front as well, because it seems to balance it out better for my eye. So I will end up cutting some more for you guys' kits that you get to have. So throw up some numbers, because we're pretty much at the end of this, and I obviously have to do another piece of paper. I will send the kits. We'll have the flower die or embossed. Can't stamp though, so I won't die cut the flowers for you, but you can cut the die. You could have cut the flowers out of this paper. I could have easily cut the flowers out of that. But I really wanted, so there is, the last chance just got updated. They sent out the email saying they'd updated last chance. So get on there and check, because stuff that's on there gets discounted deeper if it hasn't sold. Other stuff gets added as a last chance, may or may not have a discount on it. Wow, those don't want to, very fast. These are really not very nice. And 24 from Pat. These do not have any stick on them at all. These gold things. So your picking up tool. Add your glue dot, or you could use glue dots for this too if you didn't want to use liquid glue or whatever glue you want to do. All right, there we go. Isn't that just simple and pretty? And that's how you can use the vellum. So if I was doing a page, I'd slice it on top of here, put my flip flap, and then I would have this in the flip flap coming out of the page so that you could just open it up and be able to see the picture that was underneath this, or be able to read the writing. And I'd still use the vellum. It's pretty thick, and once it's in that flip flap, it's going to stay on just fine. That is one way. So we've done some masking. I know Bernice Bryan has asked me to do masking, and so that's a little bit of masking right there. And yeah, made a mess. Pick up this kit. It's really awesome. And I will recount the people for tomorrow's party. I will recount and see if there is somebody who did order the 10th kit for a drawing, of which I'll be giving away some Stampin' Up! Rewards cash that you can spend any way you want, at least enough to cover postage. And you know, free postage is a great thing. All right, ladies, thank you for joining me. I will talk to you soon.